To the high school football game of the week on the Black Diamond Sports Network, blackdiamondsports.net, where you always get your game on. And it's week number 6 of the high school football game of the week on the Black Diamond Sports Network. And we are in Berks County in West Lawn, PA, the home of the Wilson area Bulldogs. We're at John Gursky's Stadium, and it's a rainy Friday night here in Berks County as the Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes, 5-0 on the season, are on the road tonight in Berks County in West Lawn, PA, on the campus of Wilson Area High School. It's the Tornadoes and the Bulldogs coming up on the high school football game of the week on the Black Diamond Sports Network, blackdiamondsports.net, where you always get your game on. We're expecting rain all throughout the course of the ball game, and this is the first bad weather game for the Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes. It is really coming down. 65 degrees in West Lawn, Pennsylvania. Wilson won the toss, and they will elect to receive. John Yasishak to kick it away in a beautiful complex here in West Lawn, PA, on the campus of the Wilson Area High School. And Mount Carmel area with a big hit. 41 Joe Costello and Sean Jamin in on the stop. And here comes the Wilson area Bulldogs. Jaden Carpenter, the senior wide receiver. Watch out for him. Mount Carmel area now will have Poltanovich, Grady, Hepler, Jason Warbach, and Mark Burns up front. Sheptak and Costello, linebackers. Scott Montgomery and Davey Evans, the defensive backs. Joel Gonzalo, the free safety, strong safety. 27. John Lashinsky and Joe Wargo, the nickelback. Manera, Simons, Giacarno, Edgeberger, and Wise up front for the Bulldogs. Say that 10 times fast. Spread look. Wilson loves to throw the football around. Wilson 5-1 in District 3, representing District 3. Their lone loss coming to the crosstown rivals at Wyomissing. And underneath, and Sean Sheptak there, the heart and soul of the Red Net defense. And it will be a 4th and 1, and Wilson will punt the football, trying to pin Mount Carmel area back in their own territory. Brett Veach waiting for the punt, high and deep. It's going to be a short kick, got caught up in the wind. And Veach is going to try to take it. Veach is going to go off the left side, brought down by number 16 for the Bulldogs. And here comes the Chief, Mike Higgins. He's got to pay attention to Mel Gaston, the left edge rusher for this Wilson Bulldogs defense. Gaston, Glover, Tolles, and Hector, the defensive line. Anderson, Rowland, Ryan Geary, Yasishak, and Dave Baxey back in the lineup. Corey Hepler, the big tight end, number 31. Chiclet Trocchi, Joel Gonzalo, Joe Wargo, the wide receivers. And they're going to go out in the pistol look. They're going off the right side. And Veach making a move. Brett Veach inside Wilson territory down at the 43-yard line. Running behind 69, John Yasishak, 78, Dave Baxey, and 31, Corey Hepler. 17 yards for Veach on the opening play. Now Mount Carmel going to come out in the pistol look now. Double tight end, Eric Higgins, the sophomore, to the left of his brother Mike, the senior quarterback for the Big Red, the Chief. And Veach now, minimal gain, maybe 2 yards. Yes, he did. He got 2 yards. Still in the pistol look, same form setup. Gonzalo to the right, Wargo to the left. And he's hit as he threw the football. Ethan Hardy got in there, the Sam linebacker, trying to get it to his brother, his younger brother Eric, who had a step on the linebacker. And they'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for Mount Carmel area. Surprised to see that they're throwing the football so much. Now they're on the 41-yard line of the Wilson Bulldogs, and they look like they're bringing pressure. Quarterback Mike Higgins making an adjustment. They're going to go off the left side, and Veach has the corner, has the speed. Veach is going to cut back, a great move. And what run by Brett Veach. What a run by Brett Veach up to 54 yards, running behind Jamie Rowland. 77, Billy Anderson, and 55, Ryan Geary. And watch this individual effort by Brett Veach, the sophomore sensation, 35 yards on this carry. And so far, the Bulldogs have no answer for the Mount Carmel area running attack. Veach will step out. And Joe Sinkovich will check in. Trips to the right. 5:50 left to go in a fast-moving first quarter. And they're going to go to Sinkovich, and Sinkovich made the wrong read. Should have went left, he went right. But picked up a few yards, gets it down to the 5-yard line. Sinkovich will remain in the game. They'll bring on Sean Sheptock, the fullback. Double tight end. Eric Higgins on the left, Corey Hepler to the right. Wargo spread out to the right-hand side, and they're going to go to Sinkovich, and he'll muscle for a few yards. Give him 2 yards, third down and goal from the Wilson Bulldogs. 3-yard line, Veach back in the ball game. Wargo in motion from right to left on your radio dial. And they're going to go to Veach, and Veach is going to push forward. And he'll find Pater, Brett Veach, into the end zone. And he'll find his way into the Verano Insurance end zone. And the opening touchdown goes to 22, Brett Veach. And here comes John Yastashak on to kick the extra point. Joe Bender on the snap. Snap back, kicks up, kick is good. Mount Carmel area strikes first on a 7-play, 60-yard drive. 3.5 minutes off the clock. That scoring drive brought to you by RC Motors, located on Route 61. Yastashak's going to kick it away. 4:23 left to go in the first quarter. Mount Carmel area 7, the Wilson area Bulldogs nothing. We are in West Lawn, Pennsylvania. Wilson, who won the state championship back in 2006, went 16-0. They represent District 3, as we said earlier in the broadcast. And back to pass looking. And this one is going to be caught, and he's streaking down the sideline. They might not get him. And he's up and running, and John Leshinsky can't get there. A quick strike from the Wilson area Bulldogs. And let's see what happened there. Elijah Dean, the wide receiver, the pass, and he just got a mix-up in coverage, and he was running free. Looked like they ran a crossing route of some sort. Scott Montgomery took the underneath receiver, and the safety did not get over. And that's about as easy as a touchdown grab that you're going to get in high school football. Let's see, Dave Slater going to try to block this PAT. Not this time. That's an 81-yard touchdown strike. One play, 14 seconds. That Wilson area scoring drive brought to you by Mount Carmel's oldest fire company, the Anthracite Fire Company, located on Market Street. Mount Carmel. Brett Veach going to take the kickoff, and not this time, brought down on the 19-yard line. So the Mount Carmel area primary backfield is the chief Mike Higgins, the quarterback Brett Veach, the sophomore tailback Joseph Kovich, and the fullback Sean Sheptock. You'll see 29 Dan Malakowski in as well. Mount Carmel area now coming out in their traditional trips to the right. Geary gets it back, and they're going to go to Veach. Veach, another good chunk of yardage. That's going to be a first down, up to 68 yards on 5 carries. He'll remain in the game as he spreads out to the left-hand side. 5 wide receivers from Mount Carmel area. They're going to go underneath. They got Jeff Truckee, and Truckee picks up 4 yards. Just made sure he secured the catch. Second down and 6. Rip set now with Wargo to the right slot. Sinkovic and Beach both in the backfield. Here we go. And they got Joe Sinkovic wide open. Joe Sinkovic, and Sinkovic brought down at the 48-yard line. That's a new little wrinkle from Coach Dave Waddy Williams. That Mount Carmel area first down brought to you by Greco's Wholesale Outlet, located in Mount Carmel. Also by our good friends at McAndrews Auto Sale in Mount Carmel. So far the rain not playing a factor for both these offenses, but it's coming down pretty good. Expect rain all throughout the ball game. And there goes Veach now. That was according to our meteorologist, Tom Clark from WNEP, said expect rain all afternoon, or all evening, excuse me. But it's been raining since the afternoon. Heavy rain showers. Hepler now a wing to the right, Veach in the backfield. We have a false start, I believe. And I think it's against Wilson. Let's check the flag.
Offside.
Indeed it is, offsides against Wilson. That will be a free first down for Mount Carmel. That Mount Carmel area first down brought to you by Halkovich Insurance, located on the top of Oak Street near Ray's Golf. And Mount Carmel now trips to the left. Hepler, the lone wide receiver, to the right. Mount Carmel in all whites, and Veach is moving, and he's going to be brought down. Let's see what the penalty is. There's a marker on the play.
Illegal blocking.
Oh, we have a legal block in the back. Who's it against? Number 88, Joel Gonzalo. That's going to back up Mount Carmel area. It's going to be a spot foul, so it'll be 1st and 5 for the Big Red. 1:09 left to go in the first quarter. We're knotted up at 7 here at John Gursky Stadium on the campus of the Wilson area Bulldogs. And this one's going to be almost picked off. Wrong grade that time by the Chief. And E.J. Brownback, the junior linebacker, it went right through his hands. Intended for, I believe, Gonzalo. But nonetheless, it's 2nd down and 5. 58 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Bunch trips to the right, Gonzalo to the left, and they're going to go back on the ground to Veach. Veach, and finally knocked out of bounds, but Veach is up to 90 yards in the first quarter. Mount Carmel area, let's give credit to that offensive line. Let's start with 77, the junior, Billy Anderson. Left tackle, left guard, number 61, junior, Jamie Rowland. 55, the center, Ryan Geary. Right guard, the senior, number 69, John Yastashak. And number 78, the veteran tackle, senior, Dave Baxey. And Veach is pushing towards 100 yards. He's up to 96, and he'll come off the field. Joe Sinkovic will check in. And Mount Carmel area, let's see if they're going to take the quarter. They will do that, take the first quarter. And we will have a break in the action. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on the Black Diamond Sports Network, Black Diamond Sports Net, BlackDiamondSports.net, where you always get your game on. Our first quarter stats brought to you by the Pine Bur Inn, located on Route 61 near Atlas. Also by Napa Auto Parts on Oak Street. Our good friends at the Liberty Bank and the Mount Carmel Farmers Market, open every Saturday morning from 9 to 12, located in the old Bilo building in Atlas. 2nd down and 4, Veach checks back into the ball game. 10 minutes, start of the second quarter, and Veach is going to get another touchdown. Mount Carmel area running behind that left side, Jamie Rowland and Ryan Geary, a nice block there, a nice combo block. And Veach, here's the crane kick. There it is. And Mount Carmel area up 13-7 over the Wilson area Bulldogs with 9:57 left to go in the first half. That Red Tornado scoring drive brought to you by OIP, located on 3rd and Oak in Mount Carmel. Also by our dear friends at Shicky's Wings and Things, located in the former Kirby's Restaurant on Oak Street. Mount Carmel area on the floor and 4-minute, 12-second drive, 8 plays, and they found Pater. Veach's second touchdown of the ball game. And Yasichak will kick it high and deep. Here's number 43 for the Bulldogs. Got a little seam, got some speed, and finally brought down by 30, Sean Jamin, who gives him the John Cena, you can't see me, and then he got the shovel out. The sophomore defensive end wide receiver out of Shady Acres on the special team tackle, and he gets a high five from Mike Mookie Bear. And this one is going to be knocked away. Joel Gonzalo on the coverage. Mount Carmel area now. Facing a trips to the right. Number 23, the tailback to the right as well. And they're going underneath. And there's a big hit. Who made it? 44, Sean Sheptock. Mason Young up to 92 yards on 4 or 5 passing. The senior signal caller for the Wilson area Bulldogs. Third down and 5. Pressure coming underneath, and the ball is caught, brought down by 27, John Lashinsky. One thing you can say about Mason Young, he may not be the biggest quarterback, but he gets the ball there on time, and he's got great touch on the ball. And so Mount Carmel area's got to be mindful of that. Here at the 8:30 mark in the second quarter. I think they're going to go on a draw play, and there's big number 31, Corey Hepler. The junior out of Shady Acres. His consecutive sack game streak was broken a week ago. And now he is back and trying to create chaos. And they're going to go on a touch pass. Saspotanova trying to string it out. And there's a nice move, and that's a first down. Great individual effort there. And that's a fresh set of downs for the Wilson Bulldogs. Poltanovich tried to hold the edge, and now they're going to change it up. Mount Carmel area will as well. Tight pistol look, and they're going to go off the left side, not this time. 63, Scott Grady, the pride of the Northumberland County Votech. And it'll bring 2nd and 11 up for the Bulldogs with 6:53 left to go until halftime. Mount Carmel area 14, Wilson 7, and pressure coming underneath. And Dave Evans on the stop with help by 88, Joel Gonzalo. And number 7, Oxen Rider. People say he is the best field goal kicker in all of District 3. He's warming up on the Wilson sideline right now. 3rd and 4. There goes motion from left to right on your radio dial, and it's going to be a quick hitting pass, and he's going to be brought down well short of the first down. Dean on his 4th catch, he's near 100 yards, and Wilson elects to punt the football and try to pin Mount Carmel area back deep with 5:29 left to go in the first half. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on the Black Diamond Sports Network, and he does not get the Rothamel Funeral Home coffin corner kick. Rothamel's Funeral Home, located on Market Street in Mount Carmel. And let's see what Mount Carmel area wants to do. 5:21. They're going to go with the spread look. Beach to the right of the Chief, Mike Higgin. Hepler to the right in the slot. Wargo to the left. Same position. And here goes Veach. He's going to get a block from Wargo. Veach is going to be brought down. He probably thought he could have had more. Veach will check out of the game. The veteran Joe Sinkovich will check back in. 4:44 left to go until halftime. And they're going to go off the right-hand side. And Sinkovich running behind Geary. If he almost had a seam, Joe Sinkovich, I thought was going to take that one to the house. Hand on the back of 55, Ryan Geary, who was leading the way. But it's good enough to move the sticks, and another Mount Carmel area first down. Rip set now for the Big Red. We're seeing a lot more of this with Beach and Sinkovich in the backfield, and they're going to go back to Sinkovich, and not this time. Brought down by a whole host of Wilson area Bulldogs, led by Hector, the senior defensive tackle. Trip to the right. Hepler, the tight end, in on the line of scrimmage on the left-hand side. 3:24 left to go, and they're going to go underneath. They got Hepler. The big tight end puts his shoulder down, and he dives forward, and yes, he's got it. A Mount Carmel area first down. A pickup of 12 yards for the junior tight end out of Shady Acres. His big physical frame. He's not the fastest man in the world, but his size creates a lot of matchup problems as Mount Carmel in the same look. Now here comes pressure on the screen path. Mount Carmel area's got numbers. Rowland gives a block. Beach down the sidelines and finally pushed out of bounds. Good call by head coach Dave Waddy Williams. Mount Carmel area. 49 passing yards, 130 on the ground. And as Dan Malachowski checks in for the first time, trips to the left. Hepler a little off the line of scrimmage on the right-hand side. Mutzi in the ball game, and they're going to give it to Mutzi. Mutzi off the left-hand side, nothing doing. A minimal gain of 2 as Mount Carmel area will take it down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to the end of the first half. Our 2-minute timeout brought to you by our dear friends at Columbia Building Supply, also Eastern Home and Oxygen Care, located in Mount Carmel. And don't forget about, on Apple Street, Zito's Construction. So thank you all for supporting the high school football game of the week on the Black Diamond Sports Network, blackdiamondsports.net, where you'll always get your game on. And they're going to go to Malachowski out of the backfield. Danny moving forward, pick him up 5. Mutzi, that's his first grab of the year, I believe. And he'll check out. Beach checks back in. They're going to go with that strong bunch set. All 4 wide receivers to the right-hand side of quarterback Mike Higgins. They're going to go back left with Beach, and he's got a convoy. Beach down inside the 5, running behind 77, Billy Anderson.
Timeout by the defense.
Quick little fact, Billy Anderson led the Mount Carmel Junior Baseball League in 1989 in home runs. Guess you did not know that. That's a little nugget here, brought to you by our dear friends at Smitty's Bodywork, located on Market Street in Mount Carmel. Stack look down for the Big Red. 1:32 left to go, and Beach will get touchdown number 3. Red Beach running behind Jamie Rowland and the aforementioned Billy Anderson, number 77. And Beach finds Pater in the Aaron's Oil end zone. Aaron's Oil, located in Natalie on Route 54. Also by the Sons of Poland. Stop by the Sunnies after 2 a.m. for your late night drink on 21 North Oak Street in Mount Carmel. Sons of Poland, proud supporters of Mount Carmel area football. And John Yasishak will put it up and through. 9 plays, 79-yard drive, or 79-yard drive, 3 minutes and 54 seconds off the clock. Brought to you by the Mount Carmel area nursing home. Mount Carmel Nursing Home, located near the Silver Bowl, right behind Susie's Car Wash and Zito's Garage. And Wilson's going backwards on that kickoff return. Sean Jamin in on another special team stop. Number 30, the sophomore out of Shady Acres. And here we go. They're going to bring in Gary Spears. Spears is going to come in. He'll play in a nickel package. It's going to be Burns, Poltanovich, and Scott Grady, the 3 defensive linemen. Sheptock and Costello in the game. And they're going to go underneath. And it's Joe Wargo. Joe Wargo, the senior out of Marion Heights, on a defensive tackle. 117. Wilson now going to try to pick up the pace. And this one is going to be caught and then tackled immediately by 28, Gary Spears, the senior out of Atlas. You're watching Coal Region Classics on YouTube with the break in the action. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As I said in a previous contest, we're over 6,000 views in about 2 weeks of time. Really getting some good numbers. According to the stats provided to me by our good friends at YouTube, 142,000 impressions. Astonishing numbers And I have the data and the images to back it up. And especially, and this one's going to be picked off by Costello. Is it going to be 2 weeks in a row that Costello's going to get a defensive touchdown? It is Joey Costello, the pride of Sailor Street in Atlas. His second defensive touchdown of the year, and he poses like the Heisman Trophy. And Joey Costello surrounded by his teammates. That Mount Carmel area pick six brought to you by Tulio Beverages. Every time Mount Carmel area has a pick six, a six-pack of Bud Light is $7. So stop by Tulio Beverages, located on Willow Street in Mount Carmel. Also by our good friends in Center Street, Ashland at the Maze Drive-In. And then lastly by Bressie and Martin, serving the Mount Carmel, Shamokin, Calmont, and Elixburg areas since 1981. Bressie and Martin. And here comes Yastashak. The snap is perfect by Joe Bender. And it's 28-7 Mount Carmel area. And we talked about Wilson's football history. Wilson was a state runner-up in 2005. They went 12-3 on the year and got the silver medal. And then they won the state title. Went 16-0 back in 2006. So that was back-to-back dominant years. And the man that the stadium's named after was a main driving force in turning this program around. And if you're a sports trivia buff, like I am, you know that Wilson produced a Super Bowl champion. We'll give you 30 seconds to think about it. That in-game trivia question brought to you by our dear folks at Verano's Warehouse, located on 400 South Oak. And so if you said Chad Henne, the former Michigan quarterback and a backup quarterback to Patrick Mahomes for the Kansas City Chiefs, you are correct. Chad Henne has 2 Super Bowl titles. I formation now, 18 seconds left to go in the first half. 28-7 Mount Carmel area. And Joe Costello all over the field. He's got 3 tackles. He's got a pick 6. And Wilson's just trying to get to the locker room here, and they do. And we have reached halftime from John Gursky Stadium on the campus of Wilson Area High School in West Lawn, Pennsylvania. Mount Carmel area 28. Wilson area 7. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on the Black Diamond Sports Network, blackdiamondsports.net, where you always get your game on. Our first half stats brought to you by Moser Sanitation on South Market Street in Mount Carmel. Also by J&D Campgrounds, located just outside of Knoebels in Elixburg. And our good friends at Winky's Pizza. Give Winky's Pizza a call in 339-4435 and order that fresh Winky's Pizza. And it's been all big red. The Red Death defense and the running of 22. It's been the sophomore show. Costello on a pick 6. Brett Beach on 3 touchdown runs. And Mount Carmel area will get the football to start the second half. And Coach Davante Williams has to be pleased on how well the Tornadoes responded with this weather. And Beach now down about the 24-yard line. It is the 24-yard line. Expect to see a lot of Joe Sinkovich here. Mount Carmel area will like to run the football if they can. Now let's see where. There it is. Sinkovich is going to check in. Mount Carmel area. Got to get up to the line of scrimmage. You got 5 on the play clock. Gary snaps it back right before the whistle blows. And there's Sinkovich. And Joe Sinkovich is off and running. Sinkovich down the sideline. And he'll get brought down at the Wilson area, 27-yard line. 61. Jamie Rowland, the pride of 4th Street, laid it away. Good downfield block by 21 Joe Wargo. And the fans can't believe it. They are getting dominated up front by this big red offensive line that we can't say enough about. That was a 49-yard run by Joe Sinkovich, his longest run of the year. And the veteran halfback, who started as a freshman, has been a tremendous role model for these youngsters here with state championship gold on their mind. Mount Carmel area now. Beach will check back in. Trips to the right. Gonzalo to the left. They're going to go off the right-hand side. Yasachak gets the block, but Beach cannot get past number 15 for the Bulldogs. 9:04 left to go in the third quarter. All Mount Carmel area, 28-7 over the Wilson Bulldogs. They're going to drop it off the Beach, and Beach brought down right away. Good defensive play. Third down and 11, Mount Carmel area. Let's see what they want to do now. They got that stack look to the left-hand side. And they go back to pass. And he's got Hepler if he wants him, and there's a flag on the play. I thought it was pass interference. Let's see if the referee can confirm that. Pass interference against Wilson. Jackson Becker was all over 31 Corey Hepler. And that's going to be a spot foul, and Mount Carmel area will get a first down and 10. On the 14-yard line, Sinkovich will check back in. 7:56 left to go. And there's a good double-team block, and Sinkovich. Nice job there by 55, Ryan Geary. Now they'll go trips to the left. Sinkovich now. But Jamin to the right, and they're going to go with Roland. Roland's going to lay the block down. And Sinkovich, and will spin and turn and get to the 5-yard line. Bring up a third and short. Goal line package from Mount Carmel area. They're going to go heavy here. Quarterback Mike Higgins about a yard and a half. And they're going to hand it off to Sean Sheptock, the big fullback. And he will not get the first down. And Coach Wani Williams will keep the offense on the field. They're going to run the play clock now, down at 7, 6, 5. Higgins calling it out, and Higgins will pick up the Mount Carmel area first down, and goal to go. Running behind Ryan Geary, the senior center out of Shady Acres. And now we have a double tight end. Sheptock in, the big fullback, Sinkovich in the backfield. They're going to go Sinkovich off the right-hand side, following 78 Dave Baxi, and no gain. Toss to the right. Yasashak leading the way, and they got the Sinkovich that time. Sinkovich brought down by number 44 for the Wilson area Bulldogs. Every time there's a pause in the action and I take a drink from this delicious Diet Iced Tea, make sure you give a shout out to our good friends and neighbors at Turkey Hill, located on Market Street in Mount Carmel. And it's going to be, went with the fade route, the chalky, not this time. And here comes Yasachak on. The kick is up, the kick is good. John Yasachak, another good snap back by Joe Bender, number 50 out of Coltmont, Pennsylvania. And Mount Carmel area leads the Wilson area Bulldogs 31-7. You're listening to the high school football game of the week number 6 on the Black Diamond Sports Network, blackdiamondsports.net, where you always get your game on. That Mount Carmel area scoring drive brought to you by the Clover Hose Fire Company. Located at 6 and Oak. And number 5 brought down by 44. I believe that's Jamie Bullock. That's a name from the past. Jamie Bullock, who starred on the 91 and 92 teams. He's in on the special teams tackle. And now Mount Carmel area playing mostly nickel package now in the spread look. Young changing it up. He's going to go off the right-hand side. Wargo and Hepler there, with help by 59 Mark Burns. Jason Rohrbach checks in the game. He's over to the center playing the nose guard position. The big defensive tackle. And they're going to go on a play action pass and brought down by 44 Sean Sheptock as number 85 for the Bulldogs.
He's tackled at the 26. Third down coming up.
Back to Pat, and this one is going to be caught in. Scotty Montgomery finally catches up to him, but Elijah Dean now over 100 yards on 6 grabs, 116 to be exact. Mason Young, the quarterback, up to 200 yards passing. But Mount Carmel area running away with this one. They are up 31-7 over the Wilson Bulldogs. And now he's going to throw the football, and Mount Carmel area is going to get to him, but not enough as a 9-yard pickup. Rohrbach checks out. Grady and Hepler now are the defensive tackles with Burns and Poltanovich, the defensive ends. Motion, short motion from right to left on your radio dial. They're going to go play action now, and it's going to go underneath and brought down immediately is Becker. And that is going to be a first down. Yes, indeed. Just trying. It's hard to see between the raindrops here outside this booth. It's starting to fog up inside here. And this one is going to be caught and brought down. Good stick by Joel Gonzalo, but Joel is a little shaken up, it looks like. And he's walking gingerly to the Mount Carmel area sidelines, and he's going to be helped out by the Star training staff. Looks to be a chest injury for Gonzalo. Bob Beach checks in the Red Tornado lineup. Bobby V. And there's a pass caught, and Veach over there in a hurry. What speed by number 5, Bob Beach. Tackled his own guy, Sean Sheptock. He tackled 2 guys with 1 shot. Bobby V is one of the only guys in the history of Mount Carmel area to pick off 3 passes in 1 game. The question is, what game was that in and what football season? Bob Beach with 3 interceptions. It was a week 2 matchup. That might be too much of a hint, but that Mount Carmel area football trivia question brought to you by CNS Beverages, located on Maple Street in Mount Carmel. So the question of the night by CNS Beverages, Bobby V, out of Mount Carmel area, the free safety now in the ball game, was one of only a few men to pick off 3 passes in a ball game. Can you name the game where Bobby Veach picked off 3 passes in a ball game? And Joel Gonzalo will check back in. Bobby V will go to the sidelines. And it's a niggle look now. 9:25 left to go in the 4th quarter. All Mount Carmel area. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Down he goes. Corey Hepler again. That's his 5th quarterback sack of the year. And he got his consecutive straight back. He broke it a week ago. Number 31, the junior out of Shady Acres. .901 left to go in the 4th quarter. All Mount Carmel area. We're in West Lawn, Pennsylvania, on the campus of Wilson Area High School. And this one is almost picked off the deflection by 27, John Lashinsky. Great coverage by Scott Montgomery. That coverage reminds me of that time in 1993, and who can forget it? Scotty Montgomery, the defensive MVP, when he shut down the Marion Colts. And he lays the lumber, but that was far too late as Wilson area strikes again, and now it's 31-13 with 8:29 left to go, and Elijah Dean is having a game to remember over 100 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and he just found the Yarn and Craft Shop end zone, the Yarn and Craft Shop, located on 206. I believe it's 206 South Oak. Just want to give those guys a shout out. Thank you for supporting the high school football game of the week on the Black Diamond Sports Network. And here comes the PAT. Kicks up. Kick is good. 11 plays, 79 yards. 5.5 minutes off the clock. And Wilson area drawn closer. They're now down 17. The Mount Carmel area on the high school football game of the week on the Black Diamond Sports Network, blackdiamondsports.net, where you always get your game on. And there's Scotty Montgomery pushing the kick return up to the 24-yard line. And here comes Dan Malachowski. We expect to see a lot of Joe Sinkovich and Dan Malachowski to close out this fourth quarter. Mount Carmel area 31, Wilson 14. And there goes Malachowski, and he's brought down immediately. Malachowski, 2 carries, 3 yards, and he'll remain in the game. Spread look now for the Big Red. Yastashak on the pull. There's Malachowski running behind Billy Anderson, and they'll able to get 4 yards. Stack look now. Here's Veach back in the ball game. Mount Carmel area, 3rd down and 6. They're going to run the football with Veach. Veach got the first down and more. Veach in near the midfield stripe. They'll bring him down about 5 yards short. 16 yards. Sinkovich now will check in. I formation. Sheptok into the game. 6:30 left to go. And they'll run off the right side. Nothing really going. And Sinkovich now waving the coach, Wani Williams. He's going to step out. Kramer on the stop for the Bulldogs. And Kyle Sokol will check in the Red Tornado lineup. The man who broke all the rushing records in the Tri-County Football League. Number 30 will check in for the Big Red. And they'll go to Sokol off the right side. Kyle Sokol cutting back to the left, and a good pickup of 3 yards. Don't fall asleep now. Kyle Sokol, he was like a ball player. And with 5:53 left to go, Mount Carmel area now will keep Sokol in the ball game. And it's going to be a screen pass. Kyle Sokol out of backfield. Sokol now gets a block, makes a nice cut, hurdles over a man, and what a great run by Kyle Sokol. Kyle Sokol, the junior from Mount Carmel, PA, broke all the rushing records in the Tri-County Youth Football League back in the late 80s. Also won 2. He won 1 Little League, not 2, one Little League World Series championships with the Mount Carmel Moose. And here goes Joe Sinkovich. There's a block by Gonzalo, and Sinkovich will find pay dirt. Joe Sinkovich will find the White Shield Pharmacy end zone, and that should about do it. Great blocking up front. Let's talk about that Mount Carmel area offensive line. Let's start with Dave Maxey, number 78. Number 69, John Yasishak, at 55, Ryan Geary. And then that left side of the line, the junior side, the junior connection of 61, Jamie Rowland. And 77, big Billy Anderson. Corey Hepler, the tight end, number 31. And our 3 wide receivers, Jeff Chickletraki, number 29, the senior. Joe Wargo, number 21, and Joel Gonzalo, number 88, both seniors as well. Mount Carmel area, a very veteran-led group with a lot of game experience, and it's showing on how they handle the rain. It's 38-14 here at John Gursky Stadium on the campus of Wilson Area High School. You're listening to the high school football game of the week. And there's a tackle made by John Lashinsky on special team. Week number 6, Mount Carmel area. Looks like they're going to go to 6-0. And now they're starting to pull away a little bit here. Mount Carmel area had some hard-fought games when they were out in the western part of the state. This drive here was about an hour and 45-minute commute. And the Mount Carmel area football boosters just passed me a note. They want us to thank Katowice and King Cole both for their help getting the fans and the players down to the game. So Katowice Bus Company and also King Cole Tours
Thank you guys for your support of high school football here in the Coal Region. You're watching Coal Region Classics on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button if you like high school football from the Coal Region. And the format is as such. I had somebody reach out on comments. What determines the opponents? Well, we look at the schedules. We have a lot of players to get in. So basically, I'm going to do a video on how the rosters are constructed. But mostly, what you have going on here is this group is the 1993 and 94 team. You'll have a lot of guys who are filling in roster spots. And there's a pick six now by Joe Wargo. Add insult to injury, and the Marion Heights native will take it coast to coast. Joe Wargo, that's a pick six. Costello had one, Wargo has one. You know what that means. Stop by Tulio Beverages on Willow Street, Mount Carmel, because not only is the Bud Light for $7, he's going to add Michelob Ultra tonight, and I just got that word from Tulio himself. $7 six-pack of Michelob Ultras. Must be 21 years or older. Please drink responsibly. As Joe Wargo and Joe Costello, both with pick sixes tonight. And Yastashak will come on to kick the PAT with 2:53 left to go. As I was saying, kicks up, kick is good. There'll be a video on how the rosters are selected. This is predominantly the 1993-94 team. We had a video series of the late 80s. If you think about guys like Tony Mazzatesta, Jake Cole, Mikey Merlo, Dave Oslowski, Fantini, all those guys. That was a beginner series. We're going to revisit that one, and we're going to make that even better. But we're only 2 weeks into this. These videos have been done for a while, and just fine-tuning it. Got some brand new headset, game-like experiences, so you can probably tell the difference in the sound from the earlier broadcast. And don't forget, we have super fights on this YouTube channel, and that will become its own individual channel once we establish a really good audience. We are up over close to 60 subscribers, with up 170%, I believe. 6,000 views, international numbers off the charts. I said that last week's broadcast, but the support we got from former players, not only from Mount Carmel. I've heard from guys from Southern Columbia. I've heard from guys from Shamokin area, and I've heard them through text messages, through social media, what have you. And this thing is a good-hearted, light-hearted thing. This is for entertainment purposes only. Not going to monetize this in any form or fashion. Got to credit the guys. They want to be anonymous. They don't want to be named here, but a lot of guys put a lot of work into this. And a lot of people spreading the word, sharing it on their Facebook. If you want to share this video, help generate some buzz, please do. Because we're grateful to have the Black Diamond Sports Network let us call the games. And you can listen to the Black Diamond Sports Network on blackdiamondsports.net, where you always get your game on. And also, you'll hear us call from WSPI, Spy 95.3, Mount Carmel, Shamokin, and also Bill 95.3. We have updated the rosters for the Berwick Bulldogs, Southern Columbia Tigers, and in the works, a Lord's Regional football team in preliminary discussions. Going to reach out and get some guys who played on the roster. And that's coming to you on Coal Region Classics. Expect that to come sometime this winter after the high school football season concludes. And we're about 50 seconds left to go, and we're going to have the guys back in the studio for the Weiss's Market high school football game of the week post-game show here on the Black Diamond Sports Network, blackdiamondsports.net, where you always get your game on. And there is a batted pass by 63, Scott Grady, but that's about all she wrote. I don't know how much more Wilson area wants to take here. It's pouring down, raining. It has not stopped from open to kickoff. Supposed to rain through the evening. And back to pass. He's going to dump it off. And there's a big hit by 44 Sean Shepdock. And they're going to go for it here. They're not going to stop the clock. And the clock is about to run out. 3, 2, 1. And that's it. And they got the final playoff. And they're going to go underneath. And it's picked off out of the air by Wargo. Joe Wargo with his second interception. Great presence of mind by Joe Wargo, number 2 on the game, the Marion Heights native, the senior. And Mount Carmel area has knocked off the Wilson area Bulldogs here representing District 3. And Mount Carmel area will go to 6-0. And we're going to kick it over to the Weiss's Market post-game show here on the Black Diamond Sports Network, blackdiamondsports.net, where you always get your game on. And there's some highlights here brought to you by our good friends at Vine Street Sandwich Shop, located at, guess, and you named it, Vine Street in Mount Carmel, near the old police building. And also want to give a special thank you to our good friends at Chris and Donna's Hoagies, located on 4th Street in Mount Carmel. A lovely platter that was given to our crew tonight as we made our way here down to West Lawn. So before we get out of here, we're going to go over a couple sponsors for you, say hello, and give some shout-outs. So bear with us here before we get to the Black Diamond Sports Network High School Game of the Week post-game show. And so here we go. So we got Mr. Softy Ice Cream. Also Tasty Freeze, located in Strong. We got the Mount Carmel Moose, located on 5th and Market. And our good friends at the Mychak Brothers in Mount Carmel. Thank you guys for supporting the high school football game of the week. And Andy's Produce on 6th and Willow. And Miller's Gas and Oil Service in Paxinas. And our dear friends also in Paxinas at K&S Music. So if you got a son or a daughter wanting to play the trumpet for the Christmas, I guess it would be the Christmas play coming up in December, stop by K&S Music. And also by In Full Bloom in Aleksburg. And then we got a couple more, and then we'll get you out of here. Monsters Restaurant on Route 61 in Paxinas. And then our dear friends out in Montour County in Danville at the Pine Barn Inn. So highly recommend the Pine Barn Inn. Great food, great lodging, and especially if you got a loved one at Geisinger, make sure you rest easy at the Pine Barn Inn. And that will do it for us tonight here in the high school football game of the week. And our fourth quarter and game stats are going to be brought to you by J&S Landscaping. J&S Landscaping is at the bottom of my sheet, and I always seem to miss them, and I wanted to make sure they got an individual shout-out tonight. So Billy Ayers and the guys at J&S Landscaping, thank you for all you do. And they're located in Coltmont on Route 61. In the high school football game of the week, let's talk about it here. Mount Carmel area, that's a big win tonight. Mount Carmel area knocking off Wilson out of District 3. Mount Carmel area ran the football tonight 31 times for 276 yards and 4 touchdowns, 3 of them which by Brett Veach, the sophomore. Joe Sinkovich out of the 4th one. The Red Death defense, 2 pick sixes, and another turnover. Mount Carmel area gave up a lot early on in the passing game, but buckled down. And then Mount Carmel area, 344 of total offense, and Wilson had 320 yards passing the football. They had negative 3 rushing. And Mount Carmel area, if they want to get deep in the playoffs, they got to tighten up that pass defense. So Mount Carmel area was explosive. Let's go over the scoring summary before we get it over to the postgame show. Brett Veach starting off the action in the first quarter on a 3-yard touchdown run. Yisti knocked in the PAT. Mount Carmel area led 7-0. Wilson strikes right back on an 81-yard touchdown pass from Mason Young to Elijah Dean. Oxenrider knocks in the PAT. We're knotted up at 7 going into the second quarter, and that's when Mount Carmel area exploded. the two sophomore sensations, Brett Veach on 2 touchdown runs, one of 15 and another one of 5, and then a 52-yard interception return by the heart and soul of the Mount Carmel area defense, the All-Stater Joe Costello, the pride of Atlas, PA. Yastachak had 3 PATs. We went to the halftime break 28-7. Mount Carmel area, Yastachak will kick a field goal in the third quarter of 21 yards, and then Dean will catch a second touchdown pass from Mason Young. Oxen Rider knocked in the PAT, and it was, at that point, 31-7, and then Mount Carmel area put the finishing touches, 31-14, excuse me. Mount Carmel area put the finishing touches on it with a Joe Sinkovich, number 37, went 37 yards. Yastachak with the PAT. And then Mount Carmel area got a 46-yard pick six by the Marion Heights native Joe Wargo. 46 yards. Yastachak was perfect on the night in the PATs. Your final score in the high school football game of the week number 6, Mount Carmel area 45 and the Wilson area Bulldogs 14. So we're going to kick it over to the Weiss's Market post-game show on the Black Diamond Sports Network, blackdiamondsports.net, where you always get your game on. And with that, we're going to say goodbye from John Gursky Stadium on the campus of Wilson Area High School here in West Lawn, PA. Our final score, once again, Mount Carmel area 45 and the Wilson area Bulldogs 14. It's now time for the Weiss's Market post-game show right here on the Black Diamond Sports Network, where you always get your game on.